the familiar face to all of us here at the Morning Brew. Colleen McRoberts is here, and she is the open space coordinator for Bernalillo County. Hello, Colleen.
Hello. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell you about more great open space stuff happening.
She comes in for the coffee and to tell us stuff.
Mainly for the coffee.
Mainly for the coffee, but that's another story. Great. You have you guys are just full of great events, and I want to hear about the next one.
Okay, great. Well, we have 2 events this weekend and on Saturday at the same time, actually. So we're starting off over in Durand Open Space with Dia del Rio. And Dia del Rio is a bi-national event that has been going on since 1994, and it started in Laredo, Texas. And basically, communities in the watershed of the Rio Grande or Rio Bravo, if you're down in Mexico, do a number of things to celebrate the river, to learn about its ecological importance, and to help beautify it. So this Saturday, people are invited to come out and volunteer to help build trails and plant trees. And this is being led by the City of Albuquerque Open Space Division, and we're partnering with them at our Durand Open Space in the South Valley. And so I brought you guys a couple things to honor the river. So, you know, our riparian areas are so small, our surface water. If you were to look at the landmass of New Mexico, it makes up 0.02%.
Wow. And
and yet, the Rio Grande itself, it provides up to 70% of habitat for wildlife, whether resident or migrating animals. So if you go out and enjoy the bosque, you can check out some of the plants and animals and learn their names through this pocket-filled guide.
Yeah, there's a guide. That's the stuff you'll find there.
Yep,
Very
and that's
nice.
from UNM too.
It is. It's put together through the Bosque Ecosystem Monitoring Program, which is an educational program that goes year-round learning about the bosque, and a lot of kids go out.
Nice little walking.
I'm going to hold it up and see if we can get a shot of this. There's a plant guide in here and an animal guide, and
You even have tracks in there that you can check out.
yeah, let's. Oh, here it is. Director's telling me to go right, and I'm going left. You get that, Paul? Look at that. You can identify the plants. I know a lot of people like to do that.
Exactly. Well, it's wonderful when you start to put a name to a plant or an animal. You really begin to develop more of a relationship and an understanding. A lot of the plants are medicinal, and the animals that use the bosque, you know, it's really just fun learning about them. And the animals are a little harder to find, so that's why it's fun to look at tracks when you're out there.
Sure.
Another thing that we did earlier this year at Durand was to create a South Valley bird guide. And so this I also have for you, and it comes in English and Spanish. People who come to Dia del Rio can get one of these. And actually the first 80 people to register at the REI website will get a free REI t-shirt. And there's other prizes.
Oh, look at that.
But this
is neat.
a beautiful illustration of common birds that you will see in the
Aaron, can you
bosque.
show that to Paul, our camera guy,
Sure.
again? Let's take a look at this. This is kind of neat.
And we have along the river all these open space properties that you could go birding at, including the Valle del Oro National Refuge, which is new, that the county contributed funding towards. So, and they're free. We have them in English and Spanish.
And of course, the Roadrunner at the bottom.
Exactly, yep. A lot of common birds.
Yeah.
So this is great for the novice birder.
Very nice. And these are definitely a lot of fun activities. Take the family out, and very cool events.
Before we run out of time, let's talk about the heirloom orchards.
Okay, so Carlito Springs, also a part of the Rio Grande watershed, but it's up into Harris Canyon at the very southern end of the Sandia mountain range. It is a beautiful property with a perennial spring that flows into pools of water that were where trout was once kept. And then it continues down to an apple orchard. And actually, apple orchards have a great history here in New Mexico because Franciscan monks, when they came with the Spaniards, started planting a lot of apple orchards. And so we have some wonderful varieties here, and we'll be talking about that history and those varieties during this Saturday's event at that beautiful property.
Good. Now bring out our special guest real fast here.
Yeah, so I came with a guest, and his name is Dude, and he comes from the Natural History Museum and Science.
Maybe you can hold him up to Paul, our camera guy here.
So Dude is a vinegaroon, And
yeah,
he is a nocturnal species.
They are the ugliest bug you'll ever see in your life.
But they're very cool, and they do provide an important role in the environment in the sense that they eat lots of critters like grasshoppers and crickets and roaches and stuff like that, and they are harmless. So how they get their name is through their tail. Unlike a scorpion where it will sting, this will actually just emit an acetic acid, which just smells like vinegar. And they're just really neat creatures. So next Sunday, for our our naturalist series, we'll have an event on creepy crawlies, and you'll see this guy plus many more. So this is a sneak preview.
Thanks for bringing him. He's still ugly. There's no getting around it.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.